Let's play Starglider Pro. This is a DOS game, believe it or not, an extended mode, protected mode DOS game that I did. Let me just check the options real quick, that I developed as preparation for an exam, maybe more on that later. And I think it was the summer of '96, over about a 2-week period. So you're going to see some really bare bones stuff in here. But the reason why I'm doing this right now is that I got an email yesterday where someone found this somewhere and wanted to play it. So they asked me for the binaries, and I still had them magically. The exact binaries that are packaged on January 31st, 1998. So this is the 20th anniversary of this game. Well, 22nd, but the 20th anniversary of me packing it up into a tarball, or zip file, should I rather say. And so I had not run this in 20 years, and found out today that it runs perfectly fine under Linux on a DOS box. So why not? And I'm just playing this again. It's kind of fun, actually. Anyhow, so the idea here is that you're flying in this glider. Let me see, I can drop a camera if I remember. So on the bottom left of my HUD there's a multifunction display. If I drop a camera, then there you go. So that's the glider. That's the glider you're piloting, and you're flying this over the surface of this planet, which has a toroidal topology, and there are buildings and enemies that shoot at you and that you have to shoot at, and basically the goal is to survive as long as possible. It's really, the controls are really simple. You use the mouse to move this laser reticle, and your lasers, if you hit the mouse button, go exactly where the reticle is, and the glider also flies basically in the direction of the reticle. So you can turn right, you can turn left, you can fly up, you can fly down. You are not supposed to crash into things, obviously. That's more or less the gist of it. There's also a couple of keys to modify things. So if I press the F key, let's see, I need a target. If I press the F key, then I'm going to fly straight ahead, while I can move the reticle around without changing the glider's flight direction. That helps when you're strafing ground targets or trying to dodge missiles or rockets or laser balls. G does kind of the opposite. It locks the reticle to the middle. That helps a little bit with sort of flying through tight spots when you're flying through and around buildings to lose some pursuers. This here, by the way, is a refueling station. It's a very corny 3D model of a refueling station, I gotta admit. Again, I have kind of zero talent for doing this. Would only have been improved if there were little attendants now running out of the shop and wiping your windshields, but whatever. You'd go there to restock on laser energy, that's the red bar in the HUD, on shield energy, that's the blue bar, and engine fuel, that's the yellow bar. Should mention, so that the green bar at the right, that's thrust. If you hold down the right mouse button and move the mouse up and down, you can fly at different speeds. And the purple bar, last but not least, is elevation, from very high up to just skimming the surface. These little yellow rectangles to either side, that's the amount of rockets I have left. And then on the lower right half, of course, that looks like that is a radar screen. So now let me fire a rocket at this walker. Oh, he shot it down, bastard. Okay, I'm gonna get behind this guy. Look at the horrid animation on this walker. Oh dear. Let's get the rocket. Oh, almost missed it. So I should mention it wasn't a rocket, it was a missile. Those are guided missiles. When you fire one, you get its camera view onto your multifunction display, and then you can guide them to the target by the same controls that fly the glider. Let's see if this gas station has a few additional rockets. They make them very slowly. Nope, it only had one. Doesn't matter. Let's go. So yeah, the story is here, as far as the story goes, that the planet is under attack. There are these aliens invading. They come from space, like in the spacecraft. This guy needs a rocket up the butt. Come on. There we go. Let me get that in there. Kabal. Oh yeah, he blew up. No, he didn't blow up. Why not? Because he still needs a few more laser bolts, I'm guessing. Come on. So they are dropping all kinds of supplies on the planet, and the idea is you have to clean that up and survive for as long as you can. Let me land in this here and try if I can get another rocket. If this looks sort of familiar, it is not a surprise at all. When I was kind of getting into software development, 3D graphics development, I had an Atari ST that was in 1986, and one of my favorite games for the ST was the original Starglider by Rainbird software, legendary programmer Jazz San. I played it a lot, and this here is clearly an homage, which is a nice way of saying a total rip-off of that original Starglider game. I did this, mentioned, in the summer of '96. At the time I was at the University of Karlsruhe studying computer science. My area of specialization was 3D graphics, and I was scheduled to take the oral exam in the summer of '96. And in preparation for that, I thought, wouldn't it be a great idea to prepare for an exam by writing a 3D game engine and rendering engine from scratch? And what you're looking at here is the result of that work. This is using, you know, software rasterization. The only requirements is DOS, extended mode DOS, protected mode DOS, a VESA compliant or VGA compliant graphics card, and the SoundBlaster, which is all things that I had back then, and then everything else is done, you know, just in good old software. So I don't know why, but for some reason I figured I should, once I was done with the exam, I figured I should put this on my webpage and just, you know, release it. I didn't think at all about the fact that that was probably some major trademark infringement right there. And if you listen to these sounds and you played the original Doom ever, these sounds are going to sound oddly familiar. So there's probably also some copyright infringement in there. But I was too young and stupid to care. I just put it on my webpage. I don't know if anybody ever downloaded it, but at least one person did. Because I think about a month after I uploaded this, I got an email from Jess San himself, the developer of Starglider, saying, oh, that's kind of cute. I was a bit afraid when I saw the email that it would be a cease and desist letter, but it turned out he was really kind of cool about it. I guess he realized that it was just, you know, like something a student did as preparation for something, and it was not meant as a slight. It was more, I guess he took it as an homage, is what I'm saying. And I'm just pretty amazed right now that this still works. After 20 years of not having touched it at all. It's pretty cool. This used to run really nicely at 640 by 480 resolution, like on a 486 Intel CPU. A little bit after I finished doing this, I got myself a Pentium. On that one it ran at 1152 by 800 something. That is one of the, that is important here. That's a factory. This is where the factory that got dropped on the planet's surface by these alien evil invaders who don't even have a name, which creates tanks until I destroy it. So I better destroy this. Oh, someone is shooting rockets at me. That's not good. Wow, how many rockets does it take to blow this thing up? Let me stock up on missiles. Sorry, yes, I keep saying rockets, I mean missiles. Let me stock up on missiles and take down that factory. If you don't take these things down, you're going to have a really, really hard time. I should also mention these factories are dropped on the surface by something I call a carry-all. It's a giant transport spaceship that brings them down from orbit, and if you're really lucky, you will see one of these carry-alls coming down, and you can shoot it down before it drops the factory on the ground, which will save you a lot of trouble in the long run. These little rocket launchers I'm shooting at here right now, they turned out they are nasty little buggers. They don't take much damage, but once they see you and turn over and start shooting at you, they put out this continuous screen of rockets, and your lasers will never go through that rocket screen, or let's say it takes a long time to shoot them, so you have to be clever. You have to fly over them without getting shot down, and then shoot them down from the back. Here we go, this guy's now shooting this giant stream of rockets at me. Yep, I got him, perfect. Alright, and they get dropped by these, I call them stompers, these big two-legged walkers. Let's get a rocket in there, and then finish them off with a laser. There we go. The other walkers, which are called walkers, they drop these little purple laser turrets, which, you know, I guess the proper term for them would be laser pimples. They're more annoying than anything else, but there are lots of them. So the idea is to just fly over the surface, try to intercept as many of the bad guys as you can, shoot them all down. These kind of perp science things here, those are laser tanks. Oh, this is going to be fun. I never implemented, well, let's say the enemy behavior is what I trademarked then as artificial stupidity. They just drive around and gleefully run into obstacles. I was hoping that was going to happen there, but it didn't in the end. So yeah, you need to just keep shooting that stuff, try to intercept as many reinforcement deliveries to the surface as you can, otherwise things are going to get out of hand real quick, and then you got to fly back to your next gas station. There are 4 of them on the surface, and you got to land without crashing into things and without getting shot down, and then restock on laser energy, shield energy, engine fuel, and missiles, of course, and just survive as long as possible, which gets challenging after a while because you get more and more creators dropped into the surface, and also the capabilities of the enemies go up slowly. There's a leveling system involved. Let me see if I can get a rocket into this guy. So I shoot it down, and then nice hit. I didn't shoot the rocket down. Missile, I keep saying rocket. So they do get cleverer. The tanks and the rocket launchers after a while start leading you, so you can't just fly straight by them and hope that you can dodge the fire. And then at some point they start shooting guided missiles, or homing missiles I should say, and that's usually when it's game over for me. Okay, here's another laser tank. Let me get this guy first, and then get to the back of this guy and shoot a rocket in there. There we go, nice one. So let's see, what else do we have? We can shoot rockets, or sorry, missiles. We can look out the rear view mirror like this, so you can see what's going on behind you. I can drop a camera. I think I might have done that already. So I can drop a camera on a parachute, and then it will see me. That's the craft, what it looks like down there in the multifunction display. Whee! And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I think I also put some cheat stuff in there. I think there's an experimental laser mine you can drop. Let's go to somewhere where there's a lot of stuff going on, and then I think M drops a laser mine. There we go, and that thing just fires at everything it sees until it bumps into something or lands on the ground. And as you can see, that one has a pretty powerful laser cannon. It's total cheating, but you know, I thought it was fun. Okay, let's get some more rockets. So yeah, I think the main takeaway from this is that the 3D modeling efforts are really pathetic. That's about how well as I can do, and yeah, I think it took about 2 weeks from starting from nothing to what you see here, including the 3D graphics development. Oh, there's another factory. Let me take that one out. We haven't seen a carry-all yet. That's a bit annoying. I like those. Okay, you shoot a rocket, and if you hit X, the rocket just keeps flying. I hope the rocket hits something. Yeah, there we go. Good job. Alright, now I need to restock on rockets. Let me take this tank here first. So this is all of this 3D modeling was done on pencil and paper, and then entering coordinates into text files. The collision detection in this is not super horrible. It's not polygon based. I couldn't do that at the frame rates I needed running on a 486. So I kind of did it on a sphere tree. So every model is represented by an octree of spheres, and the collision is done against those. Oh, this is bad news. The collision is done against this octree of spheres, which ended up being super fast, but it's not really that precise. But in the context of the game, let's see, I need to fire 3 rockets. Oh, I forgot to. That was dumb. Let's see if I can turn this rocket around and hit something more. Yeah, I missed it. I'm getting pummeled by rocket launches here. Okay, let me turn over and get this guy. What was I saying? Well, but I can't 3D model. Oh, I just got blown. Okay, so that's the game. And I got a high score. Well, that's nice. Yeah, it's a full game, even as a high score list, which I didn't include into the zip file, so it starts out as everything empty. Oh, and here's the a little preview of that craft you're controlling. Alright, so that's so much for Starglider Pro. The Pro part was obviously a joke, but it was really fun doing this, and I had totally forgotten about it, and then got reminded by this email out of the blue, and I have just been playing it more or less for the first time since, I'm guessing, 1998. So yeah, thank you for watching.